My mantra is I believe that I can only sell things in the business that I truly believe that will work, that's robust, that's reliable, and it will suit the customer's expectations and their business requirements. Back in the day, I had my first Commodore 64. It was my very first computer, and it gave me basically the passion about having an IT business. And I started the business in my parents' garage, with that Commodore 64 and my XT machine. And it was actually started as a hobby, to be honest with you. I never really started thinking it was going to be some big company. I started it in the library as a side thing. I did it because I could see that there was a need out there for businesses to get good support. And it grew from that until really 2000, when the GST kicked in the year 2000 bug that we all remember very clearly. And I had about 50 customers at that time that that was growing with word of mouth. There was no marketing campaign. There was nothing really put in stone about advertising. It was just purely word of mouth. But it was always a passion, and I still remember back in those days I'd go to work and I still loved going to work just because it was it still pressed my buttons, and from the technology when I started the company in '94 even to 2000, it had changed so much. It's changed now where we're doing so much 24/7, and we have a 24/7 help desk and people wanting things to happen at all times. Back in the day, I was the one taking the phone calls. When it started to get busier for customers, particularly ones that were 24/7 and call centers and stuff, I'd be getting phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, getting up out of bed and supporting them. But now I don't do the help desk anymore. I don't do the on-call on the weekend. I don't do any of that, whereas I used to do that 24/7. It's really important for us to get the right staff, and we've 21 years of dealing with staff and HR and the rest of it. We've been very passionate about getting the right staff. And our staff need to communicate properly and not talk like geeks. And it's hard to do. Like in IT, you can imagine in IT we've got a lot of people that talk the geek speak, but we've made sure that every one of our staff members are definitely good at communicating what they need, as well as good at their job. I mean, we had a great business structure at one particular point, but it became a business where I wasn't happy to come to work, and we had the highest net profit we'd been made in a year, and it got to a point where I realized that this is not where I wanted to be. So I actually changed the business. It's not necessarily about making the biggest and the best net profit. It's about making sure you come to work and you have fun. So we've got 4 offices at the moment. We're in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and in Auckland. We've got partner companies in Adelaide and Perth. 50 staff at the moment. We don't need to have an all-rounder. We used to have a lot of all-rounder staff. These days, we don't need to have all-rounders. We have really good people at what they're focused on doing and what they love doing, and we all just go forward in one direction. A key person that's motivated me now, and particularly in the past, is Richard Branson. I mean, I was fortunate enough to spend a week with him at Necker Island, and he's the most inspiring, endearing, and humble person you've ever met. And I got so much out of understanding why he does so well. His staff make it for him, and I feel the same about my staff. It's the staff that you've got to have the right staff around you. He's been the master of delegation. I mean, no one can delegate better than Richard Branson, and he delegates from the moment he has an idea. He's trying to find the right person for that. Now, the delegation for me has only become more of a recent thing, and I guess I've had a really amazing directors, particularly one who's pushed me in this area. But I used to be on the tools. I was doing delivery. I was doing the work. I've been, and so prone to doing it from day one, that getting off the tools and focusing on the areas I love the most has just made my life and the quality of my life so much better. I think risks are important. You need to make a risk to get better benefits. I mean, Richard Branson's a perfect example. He's taken extreme risks, but he's got extreme benefit. I think it's important to take risks on things, but you also need to understand and appreciate when it's time to cut the investment. I'm not looking in the future and saying, where am I going to be in 10 years? And I know we're all supposed to do that. I do tend to think about what's happening for today and what I'm enjoying for today, and that has resulted in being successful. We in our business, we installed the Gallup management systems, as well as putting in a whole new end-to-end IT-specific software program. And that's over the last 2 years, and that's basically changed our whole business model and improved the way the business runs. But from the end of that, we were able to get ISO certification 9001 really fast, within a month and a half. So we've got the quality business management systems in place with the ISO that make sure that we're following clear and set approved processes within the business end to end to make sure that the customers get the right outcome. We've also won the Fujitsu 2015 Partner of the Year award this year. In 2014, we won the Sophos Network Partner of the Year. So there's a lot of awards that we're constantly trying to achieve in the business that shows that we're out there really ticking the boxes and making sure that we're getting the best outcome for our customers. I do it because I love the passion. I love the IT as a passion than anything else. It's not about, I don't think of it as work per se. If you do what you really, really love doing, it's easy to do it.